This is the CheckDown. No fluff. No filters. Just football.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the CheckDown. This is the conference championship weekend. Man, we getting ready for the offseason soon, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, and we only got 3 more games left. That's it.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, we at that point, man. I mean, oh, man. So good last year, man. It was so good. This time of the year last year.
It's good for me. I don't know about y'all, but it's great for me.
You don't know but you, but it's great for me. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Hey, JMIK, I'm with you, man. We made it. We about to be in the Super Bowl. We almost there, man.
Ain't no we, it's me.
What you mean? Ain't no we? I claimed the Patriots before the playoffs started.
Man, you can say
This
whatever you
is
want,
crazy work, man.
but ain't no we. It's a me, and it's not a we.
I claimed y'all, man. We made it. We made it to the Super Bowl, JMIK. We made it.
Nah, well, I ain't made it yet. I mean, I still got a game to play tomorrow, so I'm not gonna go that far with it.
Bro,
I made it either way. You know, I got the Seahawks, I got the Rams, I got y'all. Just Denver. I don't rock with Denver, so they gotta lose. But everybody else can win, man. I don't really
nasty, nigga. You for everybody. You like Mike McDaniel out here.
Hey, man. I'm like the Amber Rose of football fans right now.
Hey, listen. We gonna take that right there. We gonna take that and we gonna ball that up and put it in a jar and throw that shit in the ocean. And we are never gonna say that again. Okay?
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna say nothing about that. I was gonna just glaze over and talk about something else.
Hey, man, it is what it is.
And look at Mick talking about glazing. Listen, fellas, I understand it's the weekend. Okay, I understand it's the weekend, but we can't just unravel like that. All right?
I mean, did I lie?
I don't know. I hope you did. Okay.
I mean, it's the weekend, but if you're on the East Coast, man, you ain't going outside in that cold ass weather.
Bruh,
Nah, man. I hope everybody stays safe out there. Weather.
What they claim is gonna be.
Man, I took my dog out this morning around 8:00 to walk dude. So I just, so I got the Weather Channel app. I opened the app. It's 2 degrees and say it feel like -12. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit. I'm like, this is not what, and that's just early. It's about to get cold tonight. So I don't know. Like that shit crazy.
You'll be all right. You tough, right?
Man, I'm not going outside unless I have to go.
Seriously, though, I hope everybody stays safe out there in that weather, man. If you don't gotta leave the house, don't leave the house.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And if you need something to watch, maybe we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the CheckDown. Huh? How does that sound? Maybe we'll be back. We'll see. People gonna be at home, nothing to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's about 3:00 Eastern, so.
Well, yeah, until we get to the Super Bowl, right?
No. I don't know about we, but
we going to the Super Bowl, man. You know, the Patriots actually have the biggest fan base in Germany. So it's kind of like my birthright to be a Patriots fan for the playoffs.
Well, I mean, like that's because we had a couple German players play for us. That's why that is.
Facts. Shout out for Sebastian Vollmer. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Olane. Shout out.
And then I want to say we had another one. I just don't remember his name right now.
It's a couple. I mean, it was one at Florida State back in the day too, man. I don't know if y'all remember, but Bjorn Vanner, second round out of Florida State, was from over here, man.
Hey, sir, you remember yesterday? I said I didn't understand what Mike McDaniels was doing, taking that head coaching job interview, and then look what happens today. He said, remove my name from that shit. Remove my name from that shit.
Like nobody is chopping at the bits to go to Buffalo, man. Like I'm hearing all of these excuses, but people canceling interviews.
Do you remember what happened last year with Jacksonville?
I mean, it was a whole GM. It was a whole GM situation. People didn't want to work with the
Nobody
GM.
wanted to tie their name to the GM, so they just was ducking them. As soon as they fired him, they got the guy they wanted.
Yeah, but
Brandon Beane should be fired, bro.
Yeah, but the thing is, the owner liked Brandon Beane, so the owner not doing that.
All right, well, you're going to get some shit-ass head coach, and then you're going to flunk next season look like some dog shit.
No, I think they're going to get Dayball, man, to be honest with you. Like, I think that's who the owner wants because he's been there before, and I mean, all that. So I think that's the move that they want to make.
That's dumb.
I'm not mad at Dayball.
Yeah, I just think you got to be careful with Dayball. And I'm not saying Dayball wasn't an absolute failure, in New York with the Giants. I mean, he had successful years. I mean, I just think you got to pay attention to the warning signs with, him, like in terms of like, I mean, what happened with the Giants. You just got to make sure that shit don't happen again. That's all.
Well, yeah, I think if you make him focus on offense, he'll be fine.
I don't like retreading tires, bro. I don't like retreading tires, bro. It just, to me, don't make sense. You seen where y'all made it at with him. To me, like, bro, when I think about retreading tires, you bringing up old wounds, bro. You doing unnecessary stuff, bro. Like he a part of the worst loss in your fucking team history. 13 seconds.
Yeah, but he wasn't the head coach. I mean, during that loss, he was the OC. Like, I mean, he scored all them points. He got you the lead. It wasn't him. It was the coach.
I'm gonna say something right here, Mick, and they can be mad if they want to.
He was the OC.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, he was OC for that game.
I'm gonna say something right now to all Bills Mafia, and I don't give a fuck how they feel about it. To be honest, to be brutally honest, I don't give a damn. You are not gonna get any better with Brian Daboll as your head coach. And you're not getting back to the conference championship with that motherfucker either, okay? You're going to be the same team you've been the last few years since the 13 seconds. It's not going to get better retreading tires. You ever seen tires that are smooth and they put the grooves back in it? It only lasts for so long. And this one is going to last less than the last one. You're going to be firing Brian Daboll in the next 3 years for no reason because you should have just started over. That's the problem with your dumbass team, okay? I'm tired of listening to y'all cry and beg for tissues. That is over with, bro. If you hire Brian Daboll, you will be the same team you've been before. You will not get any better. You will not see any improvements in your successes, okay? Thank you, management.
And make sure to clip that, because damn, tell them how you really feel.
Well, shit, you know how I love to kick a motherfucker while they down. I think it's over with. Period. They have not replenished that roster, man. Again, and I'll keep beating this dead horse. They struggle with skill position players. They have not replenished that secondary. They can't draft wide receivers. It's like Josh Allen. As much shit as they talk about Sam Darnold and his limitations, or how people try to shit on Jalen Hurts and talk about his limitations. When are we going to talk about Josh Allen and his limitations? Because again, the best version that we've seen of Josh Allen was taking the ball out of his hands. That is not a good roster. They will be in cap hell next year. They might get out of it 2027, but how many players do they have under contract? I see that they are in the green. Yes, they are in the green, but how many players do they have under contract right now for 2027? I don't think that Buffalo is a good destination for a head coach. It's a lot of trash. That's just how I feel.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
What part isn't fair?
Look, because I do think that it's a circus right now what's going on in Buffalo, and if I was a fan, I'd be concerned about that, yes. But let's not act like this Bills team wasn't supposed to get to the Super Bowl this year, right? What was it? Oh, you better make it to the Super Bowl this year. Yeah, but I mean, could that be a coaching thing? Could you get there with a better coach? In the past, you could say they would have.
What is Coachy going to change about Josh Allen having 5 turnovers in a game?
I mean, Dayball gonna be on it. Dayball not gonna. Come on, man. You know Dayball gonna be throwing tablets at him and all types of stuff. He out there
Okay.
throwing them interceptions,
Oh,
man. He ain't
okay.
throwing them picks like that with
And the
Dayball as
only
his
way
head coach.
that you can keep Josh Allen from turning over the ball is to take the ball out of his hands.
I think you can win over there. Like I think if Dayball goes in there and Dayball can really focus on the offensive side of the football and leave the defense alone,
Who's coming
I
in?
think they can have success, man.
I don't know what you basing this off of, dog. Like, what are
Who's
you
coming
basing this
in?
off of?
We've seen Brian Dayball and Josh Allen be successful together before. Yes or no?
And where did that get them? With the top 5 defense, where did that get them?
Cool, they didn't get over the hump, but that doesn't mean they can't.
Well, until they do, they can't.
Yeah,
I don't know. To say that's not a good job though, like right now, like Josh Allen makes that job a good job. Regardless of what else is going on, Josh Allen makes that job a good job.
He's the superstar quarterback, the best football player in the league, and the best version that I can see him in is taking the ball out of his hands. And what else is good?
I mean, their offensive line is good. Their running back is good. I mean, they're tight. I mean, like on the offense, the only thing they really got to fix is like wide receivers. You got to get some more talented wide receivers in there.
And how many of those guys on the offensive line they bring it back? Because they're getting pretty old.
I mean, I think the only guy that they probably can't bring back is the guard out of Florida. What is his name?
Cyrus Torrance.
Yeah, Torrance. I think he's going to require too much money, and I don't think you can pay him that kind of money. So I think they'll let him go. But I mean, like they have guys behind, like it's not just they starting offensive line. They got good guys behind the guys that are starting. So I think the offensive line will be just fine. It might not be top 3 in the league, but I still think it'll be top 10. So
if the Bills get Dayball as the head coach, Carmen Brasillo will be his O-line coach. And I actually think Carmen Brasillo is a good O-line coach. So
okay.
I don't think that their O-line will be an issue.
I mean, to me, it's the wide receivers in the secondary. Like they gotta get better at that. Like, like in terms of stopping the run, I just think they need to get a better one tech, like in their system. I think they get a better run stopper in the middle. I think their run defense will be fine, personally.
So who has faith that they can draft talent for the secondary and their wide receiver?
I mean, that's up to Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane got to do his job. That's what it comes down to.
And how good is he at that job?
And I mean, honestly, if it was me, I would have fired him and the coach together personally. But I'm not the owner, so I can't. I think they should have fired Brandon Beane. But if you've seen that presser by the owner, you got to kind of be happy that he's not the one trying to find you a general manager and a coach, because that guy is kind of unhinged, bro. Like, and I would not want him like trying to find a GM and a coach. Like, I would not, like, as emotional as he is, I would not want that guy leading the search for that. So in that case, Brandon Beane being there is not that bad.
We'll see. Because
not only is he there, he got promoted though.
Yeah, I don't know about the promotion thing. I wouldn't have done that for a team that has not accomplished their goals, but that's just me though.
Because last I checked, that same GM was booty clapping for a motherfucker that ran a 4.6, hoping and praying that he folded them. So I just question his ability to gauge and identify talent.
I mean, that's true too, but he also drafted Josh Allen when a lot of people said you shouldn't draft Josh Allen, and Josh Allen a top 5 quarterback. So I mean, you got to put the good with the bad.
All right, well, hey man,
I'm starting to feel like the bad outweighing the good at this point, though.
But I ain't gonna lie, like I've said it in the space earlier this week, that division is ours, at least for the next 2-3 years. I don't care what nobody said, because I mean, like the Patriots aren't even we're we have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. We're not even the finished product. We don't even have edge rushers. Like, we don't have that. Like, our linebacker core in terms of coverage ain't that great. And we got a lot of cap space, got a lot of draft picks. I mean, the confidence in my team, I just think I think we're gonna be better next year than we are this year, to be honest with you.
Nah, that's a fact. Wait till we load up next year, man. My team's gonna meet in the Super Bowl next year, man.
When I load up next year, and
Mm.
and then you already see the funny thing, Dre, you're already on notes saying that the 26 Giants will be the 25 Patriots. So I mean,
Yeah, I did.
You gotta stand on that.
I said both my teams gonna meet in the Super Bowl.
No. Matter of fact, I actually want to beating the Giants in the Super Bowl and actually beating y'all niggas, actually. So I actually take that.
I mean, look, last time we had an Ole Miss quarterback and an older coach, you know what happened. So I wouldn't expect no different if I was you now, good brother. I mean, y'all was supposed to go undefeated. That was supposed to be the greatest team in the history of ever, right? Your ops are still remembered in history because you couldn't beat Eli.
Okay, and
because you could have erased the Dolphins from memory.
I mean, that's cool, but I still got 6 Super Bowls, so I'm kind of happy with that personally.
That's cool. Brady be having nightmares when he be seeing Eli though.
Well, I mean, thank God I ain't
still get scared. Like, oh my God!
I mean, like, you know,
don't hurt me. Leave me alone.
Hey, Dre.
Like, he's a Raider, so that don't bother me at all. I'm not Brady. I just fine that night, man.
It's going to be absolute nasty work for you if your team falls on their face.
No. You see what you see this? We on that ass next year. We are on that ass next year.
Man, and I know the Ravens is hoping for y'all downfall. I know they're hoping on that.
I used to pray for times like this, man. You see what Harbaugh said? Shout out to the players
to be
who
nasty work
like playing football, man.
Bro,
you saw what Harbaugh was saying. You know who he was talking about. Shout out to BG because he pointed out in the space, man. He was taking shots at Lamar. He was taking shots at Lamar in that little page he took out in the paper. But I rock with it, man, because Lamar not Jackson Dart. And next year when and make sure you remember this too, because next year when Jackson Dart runs the Todd Monken offense better than Lamar did, we gonna have some conversations. That's all I'm saying, good brother. We're gonna have to have some conversations because Dart. Dart had the 5th highest QBR in the league against playoff teams this past year, good brother.
Oh my God!
I mean, but can you really blame like how that situation with the Ravens going with them hiring, Jesse Minter? It's pretty much proven that it was a power struggle, and Lamar pushed him out. So I don't really blame him for saying whatever he said because he literally got pushed out by the quarterback. Quarterback trying to blame him for everything.
It could be a stretch. He didn't say Lamar by name, but he said something about I appreciate the players who gave it their best or whatever, but he didn't say I appreciate all of my players or whatever. Like he made sure to specify.
What the players of the Ravens said that they were really behind the Ravens hiring Jesse Minter, bro. You could say he didn't directly say it, but when the indirect signs that you add 1 + 1, I'm getting 2. Them players didn't want him there no more, man. And it worked out for them though, because now you ain't got no one to blame. Now if you don't win and you don't get to the Super Bowl and you don't beat Mahomes or Josh, it's not on the coach, it's on you.
But look, can you make this make sense for me, JMIK? Because let's do a little hypothetical for a second, right? Kirby Smart, he's at Georgia for another 10 years, and then it starts to get a little stale. You guys decide to move on.
Yep.
Are you replacing him with Glenn Schumann, or are you going to try to go in a different direction?
Man, personally, I don't want Glenn Schumann on the staff now. Never. So that's just me though, as a singular Georgia fan. Other Georgia fans like Glenn. I'm not a big fan of Glenn Schumann personally. I mean, he's done an okay job with the defense, but I personally think it's more Kirby than him. But I get what you're trying to say. Like, you're replacing the coach you don't like with the same thing. I mean, just a younger version. That's all you're really doing. And so to me, it doesn't make sense. But hey, I mean, the Ravens want to live in the past, and do that kind of stuff. I mean, power to them. I just if you're gonna fire Harbaugh, to me, you should have went in another, a different direction. Like you pretty much got a person that was inside your organization already. Personally,
one thing we know about the Harbaughs, right, is they usually stick with their guys. right? Or guys from their tree too. They like to bring in guys that they're familiar with, right? So I mean, we're saying it right now. Jim Harbaugh just interviewed Zach Orr to be his defensive coordinator, and like all these guys are up for the Chargers job, the Giants job, could go back to the Ravens. Like all these guys are going to the same place. So you're going to be running probably a similar offense to what you've ran already. So there's not really a lot of change happening on the offense side of the ball. Defense, we know Mentor. I mean, he worked for the Baltimore. All those guys run a similar defense. So yeah, you're going to be basically the same team. So you could have just kept Harbaugh. I mean, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad y'all got rid of Harbaugh, but I don't understand it right now. Like to me, it just doesn't make sense. And me personally, I'm not scared of Mentor because I've seen what Jackson Dart did to Mentor's defense in his first start. That was his first start against that top 5 NFL vaunted defense. Everybody was telling me going into that week, and you know what Jackson Dart did to that defense. Right?
What did he do to the defense?
Hey man, he won the game. That's what he did.
He won
the game. Okay. Yeah, he did.
Man. I can't wait to get my hands on Jackson Dart, boy.
Hey, it's funny you say that. Do you know what my head coach's record is against your head coach?
What's your head coach's record against my head coach?
Yeah, my head coach is 6-2 against your head coach.
What?
Yeah. Only 25% of the games, man.
What? I don't even
you
think
only
they
win 25% of the games, man. Well, against the Niners at least, good brother.
Oh,
well, not okay against your team. My fault. Not your coach. Against your team.
Oh, okay. Well,
What's
too
good,
bad he
Ron?
doesn't have that
brother?
defense anymore.
What's good,
Romello? What's up, brother?
What's good?
What up? Hold on, let me get my headphones on. Hold on, I can't hear y'all. Hold on.
All right. Yeah, because that Giants defense is not the Baltimore defense.
Z, check your DM. I sent you the link
that, brother.
The defense gonna be nasty, especially when we take Caleb at 5. Caleb Downs at 5.
You was healthy last year, and what y'all do?
Yeah, I mean, personally,
you can't look. Last year, our defensive coordinator was a terrorist. You give me Jim Leonard as my defensive coordinator. There's no way that this defense does not look at least somewhat good.
What is the best unit on your team?
I would say the front 4 for sure.
Front 4, the defensive line.
Okay. Yeah.
And what was their job? Their main job, their number one job.
Look, the scheme was bad last year. So you know what it is when you
my good brother, I do not want to hear about scheme when we're talking about rushing.
Scheme matters.
I do not want to hear about scheme when we're talking about rushing the quarterback. I don't want to hear about scheme. Now we talking linebackers. Hold on. Let me finish saying what I want to say so that you can respond. If we're talking about the secondary, I get that. I understand scheme when you're talking about secondary. If we're talking about your linebackers, I understand that as well because we play in mainly a zone league. Okay, your linebackers are going to have to drop back in coverage. Their assignments and what you ask them to do is important.
Backers, outside backers.
Both.
I'm clear.
But we're talking about your front 4. Well, we're talking about that NASCAR crap that y'all was talking about. Your front 4 did not deliver. The only guy that delivered
had the second most amount of sacks in the league, good brother.
Well, if you would have let me finish, I would have said the only person that delivered was Brian Burns. Okay, Thibodeau played like a hoe. And Dexter Lawrence played like Dexter's Laboratory. Okay, and then
I think
the 2 rookies. The 2, Darius Alexander, was he a no show?
Great. He showed flashes.
And then what's the dude from Penn State?
Abdul, you mean Abdul? One of the 5 people up for defensive rookie of the year, good brother?
Abdul,
that guy.
He played like 2025 Dwayne Carter, okay, with the skinny dreads. All right. So don't talk to me about your underachieving defense. When the best unit on your whole team fell on their face.
I wouldn't say they fell on their face.
No, you was a bottom 5 defense.
Well, yeah, because our defensive coordinator was a terrorist. But we'll have enough time to have those conversations, man.
All right. Hey, Ron, what's up, brother?
Oh, I won't step away for a second.
Yeah. He was watching, you know, damn. He was watching a blue. I don't even know what you put blue, you know.
Listen, Rome feeling so jazzy today. He even got a background today, brother. I mean, we don't have no white walls or nothing. What's really going on? What you at the penthouse?
Oh yeah, Rome chilling. He got a link. Yeah, I mean.
Oh man.
I was waiting on Z. I was trying to see if he had got the link. I sent him the link. Again.
I can't wait for this. I cannot wait for this schedule to drop.
The schedule. I mean, the schedule don't drop till May. You got a long time for that.
Damn.
Caleb Downs at 5 is gone. That's gonna change the defense anyway, man. Caleb Downs, you know that's baby Ed Reed.
Jesus.
That's baby Ed Reed right there. Caleb, I've been calling Caleb baby Ed Reed.
I mean, like
that's
Caleb
baby Ed Reed.
Caleb Downs.
Look at he got a starter jacket on and everything. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
He feeling good today,
man. I couldn't.
Hey, bro, go ahead and pull up the Sean Alexander jersey, dog.
Nah, we doing the starter jacket this week again. That's what we did last week. Actually, that's what we did the last 3 games. So we, this is the same fit from the last 3. So we keeping it rolling, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, on my 90s Tony Dungy, bro. That's how I'm pulling up tomorrow.
So how you feeling, dog?
Bro, I feel good. Yeah, man, like
good game.
Yeah, it's a little hard to put into work because, like, when I tell you, when you look at everything, like, these teams are literally so even down to like the points scored and the sacks and the time of possession, all that stuff like that. Literally, the key outlier in every single game has been Sam Darnold. So it's just like, on one end, there's this whole thing about the Seahawks protecting him and all that stuff like that. And it's like, that could be the narrative, or the narrative could be the running game figured out how to run the wide zone, because that's what happened over the last 8 games. And that's why they were, like, I want to say, if not top, in the top whatever in rushing offense over those last 8-game period. So, like, the Rams couldn't stop the run in either of the games. K9 had just under 100. I want to say the first game. Last game, he had like 116 or something like that against, or no, he had like one something against them. It was the low 100s. But yeah, bro, like, from everything I'm gathering, we talked about last time, like how you were mentioning, like Kyle Shanahan on the next game or whatever, how 7-0 or whatever it was, and all you hear about right now is, McVay is 2-0 in the NFC Championship game. Stafford is 1-0. McVay's never lost a rematch and all that stuff like that. And it's like, the same with Mike McDonald, but the stats are gonna have to collide this weekend. Yeah, that's what they said, bro.
He's never lost a rematch.
Yeah,
that's what I saw on the timeline.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, like when he plays you the second game,
he hasn't swept the division his entire time here. So what do they mean by that?
I think they're talking about, like, when he plays a team in the regular season and then he plays them again in the playoffs. I think that's what they mean.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, you could be. Yeah, I think that's right. But you're right. I saw the stat and I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever. But all I know is that Mike McDonald on the Thursday night game had the worst game plan of the season, which was why the Rams put up damn near 600 yards of offense. Now, do I think that's going to happen again? Absolutely not. Is Puka going to get numbers? Yeah. I don't think he's going to get no 220 or whatever it was, So, like, I feel confident from the standpoint of they had to go to Carolina, back to LA, Chicago, back to LA. And the furthest we've gone was Santa Clara, and that's a quick 2-hour flight, one and a half in the air, So it's like, we've been chilling at home. Our left tackle situation is interesting. Charles Cross is playing. Josh Jones, the backup, is he hasn't practiced in a long time, but he's going to be playing. So we are banged up, but I've seen too many weird things, weird situations happen with these Seattle primetime night games, bro. From the Fail Mary to Brandon Bostic in 2015 fumbling the onside kick. We go down, end up beating the Packers in the NFC Championship game. So I feel good, bro. Like, I feel like this team is built to beat that Sean McVay team. Like, that's literally why they brought in Mike. So yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I'm ready for it. I wish this shit was today, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, does the injury to Charbonnet concern you a little bit?
It does, because he's your main red zone running back first and foremost, but pass protection is the number one thing. And so, I think within the fan base, there's a love affair with K9. Of course, K9's been here longer. K9 is explosive, like he can go 0 to 100 when he gets his hands on the ball. Charbonnet's different. Charbonnet's the power guy. He can be explosive in, 20, 30-yard increments. But, like, come red zone, come pass protection, like, everything is going to change now. So now you're going to have to go K9 in the red zone. And let me also say this.
Who's behind Walker?
Huh?
Who's behind Walker now that Charbonnet is out?
That's a good
George Kalani from Boise State.
Okay. Yeah, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, y'all had a bunch of running backs going to the season, but all of them dudes got hurt.
So we had, Kenny McIntosh got hurt. Kenny McIntosh was going to be one of them ones this year. Hella explosive.
And my guy Kenny Mack from Georgia, man.
Yep. And then he didn't get his just due 2 years ago, but last year it was starting to. We saw the vision. We saw that Kenny Mack could be K9. That's literally what we saw. I think the big difference this year with him, losing him, and then we had Damian Martinez from Miami. He couldn't make the team. Bounced in and out. On and off practice squad. But George Kalani was always like, he's a good, tough runner, but same thing. These hamstrings, these calves, like these little soft tissue injuries kind of prevented his ceiling with this team. But he said he's been healthy since week whatever, right after the 4 weeks of IR. So he's been ready to go. They just haven't had a need for him. But again, this is a 2-game season, max. 1 game, 2-game season. So everything you got, it's got to come out now. Like, there's no, we're waiting for next week or, whatever it is. Like, you got to take your best shot now. So I do think we'll still run the ball productively. But I do expect Chris Shula to force Sam to throw. Like, I think the game will come down to that. And looking at the first game, and just that was coming off of Sam having to air it out because the running game wasn't doing anything. He was trying to force a lot of throws. And a lot of the times, sometimes it was pressure. Like, there were 2 interceptions, it was pressure. 2 of them, I don't know what the fuck he saw. He just threw the ball, trusting that something was going to happen, and they were bad throws. But he's been a lot better with just taking the sack recently. And granted, we've only played 49ers and Panthers, 49ers twice, Panthers once, and then the second half against the Rams. But I do want to say this one stat, because I learned it yesterday from one of the Seahawks creators. So they were saying they started tracking since the week 16 third quarter, right before Rashid Shaheed ran that punt return back for a touchdown. So since that point, when the Rams were up 30-14, the Seahawks defense the guy basically tracked the rest of that quarter, the fourth quarter, and then the game against the Panthers, the 2 against the 49ers. So those were 36 possessions. So out of those 36 possessions, we've only given up points on 6 of them on the defense.
Jeez.
So yeah, I didn't know that they were clamping like that. So one of those touchdowns was to Puka, and I'm sorry, it was the Colts too, or I'm tripping. I think I'm sorry, the Colts were before that. One of the touchdowns was to Puka, and I'm trying to remember who the other touchdown was to. It was Puka in overtime, and then it was, I think I can't remember if the Panthers scored a touchdown. I think they did, but it was one of the Panthers touchdowns. But outside of that, it's all been field goals, turnovers on downs, and then the end of half in the game type thing. But I think that's gonna play huge, bro. Like, it's just Mike McDonald obviously figured out something in that game, that second half, because in the fourth quarter, the Rams didn't do absolute shit. In overtime, they got the one Puka touchdown, but they had 4 empty possessions, So like we clamped. So I feel good. I'll just say that. I feel good. I don't want to keep rambling about it.
Real quick, before we continue, Connor Hughes is reporting that Wink Martindale is flying to New York today for an in-person interview with the Jets for their vacant defensive coordinator job. And he does not anticipate that he will leave the building. So, new defensive coordinator for the Jets. I just thought that was...
I like that for Aaron Glenn, to be honest. I think he needs somebody that's going to be on the other side of the ball and be aggressive, who really going to put an emphasis on what Aaron Glenn wants to do as a head coach on the defensive side of the ball. Last year, whoever dude was, bro, he was too passive. He wasn't bringing no pressure, no nothing like that.
I think
it was Steve Wilkes.
Yeah, it was Steve Wilkes.
Yeah. I see why he lost his job. I see why he lost his job with the 49ers.
Steve Wilkes was hooping with the 49ers, though.
Yeah, I mean,
they fired him. They booted him.
Yeah, they scapegoated that man with the 49ers.
No, they did. He had all that talent. It should have been better. He had all that. He should have been better.
The Super Bowl, didn't they?
No.
That man was cooked. Yeah, they did go to the Super Bowl. They scapegoated that man.
What happened? What happened in the Super Bowl?
They scapegoated that man.
Nah, they let Mahomes get off, man.
Nah, bro. It was
that
offense had a double. The offense had a double-digit lead, and the defense gave it up, man.
The offense started, man.
I mean, the offense started the game with a fumble, didn't it?
Yeah, and then they still went up 10.
Shanahan loves to play games to where he plays games not to lose instead of playing games to win, and it hurts him every time.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't view it as Wilkes like the Jets. Obviously, my division, the Jets got they got a talent issue on defense, bro. They don't have a lot of talent there. And I mean, for you to expect the defense to do anything, but the problem is you have the best coach in the world, but if you don't have the talent to execute the scheme, that shit don't matter.
I mean, I've seen Wink, like when he was with us. Our defense wasn't great statistically, but like he did get the most out of the players that we had. Like he had guys playing at a high, like Deonte Banks actually looked like a starting NFL corner and like a good pick under Wink. Since then, he's looked terrible. But I do think Wink can get the most out of guys, but that'll be an interesting one, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's for sure going to blitz a lot, for sure. So that's kind of what his scheme is. So,
yeah.
But it actually fits with the Jets because I mean the Jets don't really have a dominant pass rusher right now. I'm pretty sure at 2, they're probably going to draft like either like a Bain or like a Reese, probably something like that. Or I mean maybe the kid out of Texas Tech, Bailey, they might draft him because they just need an edge rusher bad. So,
man, Wink. That's what I was saying, Dre. You kind of hit the spot too, though. Like I think Wink when he come in, yes, he's aggressive, but the way he plays, it just amplifies like the bottom player. Like you've seen some of the worst guys when he blitzing, he just I don't know. It's something that you benefit off with that blitz. Like even with like the Ravens, even sometimes when they didn't have the best personnel, they still were able to like kind of sit on top of the water and kind of coast because you kind of knew what was going on. But I think Wink Martindale and Aaron Glenn together is a good tandem. I do.
Yeah. The only thing about blitzing that much is you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
You die by the gun.
Work in some games, and in some games you're just gonna get absolutely torn apart. But I mean, it is what it is. That's football.
And the other problem with the Jets is their corners aren't that good. So like when you have that kind of blitzing scheme, I mean, like you're gonna be leaving those guys on the island, and unless they plan on drafting like a couple corners in this draft or signing some corners to free agency, I mean, it might be a long season for that defense.
I remember one time in life where I hated that type of defense, but it won me a Super Bowl, so I ain't gonna be too mad at it.
Dang, you hated the Buddy Ryan hella blitz 4-6 defense?
Nah, not Jim Johnson. I'm talking about when Swartz came. Swartz was like living by the gun and down by the gun. You leaving Jalen Mills, double move Mills on islands. Like I was so upset. I'm like, bro, you can't keep putting them out there like that.
I mean, but honestly, like I prefer that defense over the, like in terms of that over the bend don't break defense gets on my nerves. Like it really does, because like you're allowing from 20 to 20, like you're allowing everything, and then once you get down into the red zone, that's when you really want to start playing defense. And the shit pissed me off, man.
I think it depends on what kind of team you're going up against, what kind of quarterback, what his tendencies are. If you have a quarterback that tends to be impatient and aggressive, I think the bend don't break can be very effective, because they're going to force it, right? They're going to force the issue and try to make the plays. Mahomes had that issue early on in his career. He had to learn. But, I mean, there's also guys like Brady. I would hate for Wink to be my defensive coordinator going up against a Brady type of guy, right? Like, he's going to tear that apart.
Yeah, for sure.
You might get there, and if you do get there, yes, you can definitely bang them up. You can get them flustered, but you have to get there consistently, and it's not easy to do. So, I just think it depends on. I like a defensive coordinator who can be multiple, depending on who we're playing against and what the tendencies of the offense are. I think that's what you should predicate your game plan on to have the most success.
Rome, I got a question for you. Obviously you don't want to speak on it, but what would the Rams have to do to kind of compete against your defense tomorrow?
Yeah, no, I'm cool answering that. So I think, okay. So they're going to have to run the ball. That's first and foremost, because I'm still deciding if we're going to kind of sit back, like how JMIK just said, like with the bend don't break defense. Like that's just been the defense we've run for years, like the last 15. So like, but that defense with a quarterback like Stafford, who gets the ball out quick, that'll be another thing. I think, all right, you need to run the ball, because if we are relying on our front four to hold up, because we have to keep everyone back in coverage, including the linebackers, Nick Eamon-Warry is going to be like the Swiss Army knife in terms of like, is he going to be up in the box, or is he going to be back for the tight end stuff that they like to do? But I think if they get past that, initial D-line level and are like churning out, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards a carry, that's their recipe to success. But the difference is, like last time, they get a little pass happy too, where they try to go for kill shots. But like, if you just wear out the run, that's really how you beat teams right now in the playoffs. And that's only going to help with the play action, which we know their play action game is dangerous because of their 13 personnel too. So definitely running the ball, staying in, third and short, because Leonard Williams spoke on this week that it's hard to get a hand on Stafford because they haven't even sacked him once in the 2 games, because the ball comes out so quick. He's like, the ball comes out in like a second or 2 seconds, so he's like, they get a lot of 3rd and 3s and less. So as long as they, stay ahead of the schedule like that, they're going to be Gucci. It's definitely going to be a close game. But what else? We were also talking about in the space yesterday, just some of the concepts like the deep digs and the deep crossers. Like, I feel like if we start to kind of cheat up to the line of scrimmage because the running game is killing, Stafford is just going to drill us over the top. So we're going to have to really like check on all phases of this defense. But if the D-line gets home, I feel good about our chances. If they don't and the Rams run the ball, it's going to be a hard day for us. I'll just say that.
My only thing I added that with the whole Stafford thing is, like, if you look at the playoff games, like his numbers aren't mimicking his numbers like in the regular season. So if you look at the completion percentage, it's down. I think regular season, I think he was high 60s. Like right now, he's hovering like, I want to say it's like 54%. Like it's pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like it's like Rome said it, like he hasn't taken a lot of sacks. I mean, he's been pressured here or there, but it just kind of goes to show you that like he's been kind of off this, playoff so far. And I think with the line that the Seahawks have, I think they can get after him and they don't have to blitz. And I think that's the magic potion to beat, the Rams. Is like if you could send 4 and you get pressure, you don't got to blitz, and like it forces them to harder throws. Because sometimes I'll be watching the Rams, I feel like McVay kind of like Andy Reid, with the Eagles at times. Like like he necessarily don't really want to run the ball. Like sometimes, like, and sometimes he will, sometimes he won't, and sometimes he gets away from it. And I think in this game, I don't think you can afford to get away from the run. I think if that happens, I think that's what Seattle wants. And you know, I mean, like they'll, I mean, I'm not gonna say they're gonna blitz a lot because obviously I'm not a Seattle fan. I just don't view them as a blitzing defense. So I mean, if you could rush 4 and then and you could play coverage behind it, I just think like the Rams are gonna have a hard time with that.
Yeah, JMIK, that's the issue, bro. Because that Thursday night game, Mike said he's talked about it on record. He's like, I gave the guys too much on a short week, and he had his highest blitz rate of the season in that game. And look what happened. Yeah, 500 plus yards. That very first game that was in LA, we were getting home with 4 and we didn't touch Stafford, but he was bothered all day. Like there was passes getting deflected at the line. Rams were not catching balls because Stafford had to let it go too early and stuff like that. And so you're right. Everything, in the playoffs, and who knows if it's the weather, but the one key thing I think too with the Rams is they've been playing these teams that haven't been able to put them away clearly, because the Bears had an opportunity. Caleb throws a pick. The Panthers had an opportunity. If they get that pick in the end zone that Puka, breaks up when he becomes the defender, that might have been the game. Like, but they end up, going down and scoring. So it's just like those second chance opportunities that he's gotten all playoffs, you can't get those here. And I expect my defense to come up with that, because this defense is good. But the key pressure, we pressure him up the middle, just like we did in week 1. It's going to be tough. I need Byron Murphy. I need Leo. I need them to have amazing games. They have amazing games. We're going to Santa Clara.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's tough, man. Like, just picking it, like, 'cause I think either team could win. And I just think it's one of those games where it's just like someone you don't expect is going to be the hero of this game. And, I think that's going to make all the difference in the world.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold, baby.
After that 49ers game, man, y'all kind of look like the best team in the league. So, like, if that team shows up in this football game again, it's going to be a long night for the Rams. And honestly, it'll be a long night probably for anybody in the playoffs at that point. Yeah. I told Certified on the last episode, I said it kind of gave me, as an Alabama fan, PTSD a couple of weeks ago. I just watched Smitty do that to my team. And it looked like y'all just did the same thing to them on the field. Like, it just, But, yeah, man, I tend to think, I don't know, like, I keep going back and forth on this game because I do value experience too, right? And McDonald is still a young coach. And, man, when the stakes get higher and higher, like, are you gonna make that mistake? Because it usually comes down to, like, 1 or 2 plays or 1 or 2 decisions in a football game. And who's gonna be the one to mess it up? And, like, my eyes are telling me that you guys win the football game, but, like, when I think about it, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think the Rams, just because of the experience factor, probably pull out a close game, probably like a 3-point game, maybe even a 1-point game. But I think it comes down to it being a close game. I think it'll be a good football game, and I think the future is bright for y'all over there.
Third youngest offense in the league, so got a lot to grow with. But yeah, I hear you 100% on that, and I've literally been back and forth on, like, is this going to be close? Is this not going to be close? How close? Is there a situation I see us losing? And of course there are situations where I see us losing, but like you said, with the team that showed up last week, I do think you will see some of that team, and you can't ignore the difference in teams, play callers, quarterbacks. The interesting thing is they're both really ego driven, both McVay and Shanahan. But I think McVay is smart enough to, like, pull the plug on some shit that's not working, where Kyle's gonna be like, nah, this is what I said is gonna go, so we're gonna keep doing this type thing. And so that internal pressure fucked up Brock Purdy. Like, let's be point blank, period. Like, but they were hurt, like, so I'm not going to take a whole ton of stock in it like some of my fan base is, because this is a different juggernaut, and they have, as someone said on a space yesterday, it's basically, Seahawks offense versus Rams defense. What that gap is probably like, whatever, and then the Rams offense and the Seahawks defense, like, what's that gap? Like, the margin probably tells you, and the eye probably tells you that you would trust the Rams defense over the Seahawks offense. And so that's where a lot of people are giving us the edge. But I tell you, if these niggas let Rashid Shaheed touch the ball in that kick return or punt return game, that could be the difference. We've seen it.
For me, I think it's going to be what unit is going to outperform the other. Like, can K9 handle the load by himself? Pause. Preemptive pause, because I know y'all. So and that's going to tell me how much is going to be on Sam Darnold's plate. Okay. If they can keep Sam Darnold's plate clean, I think that they win this game handily, because the Rams defense is overrated. Okay. Like everybody, they and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but people hear names and they make assumptions, like, oh, Jared Verse, he was defensive player of the year. He had 5 sacks his rookie year. I mean, rookie of the year, he had 5 sacks. He has no moves. Now, he is a very powerful defensive end. If you lose the leverage game with him, you're going to get pancaked. Okay, but outside of Byron Murphy and not Brian, that's your guy. Byron Young, and what's the other guy?
Kobe Turner.
The rest of them dudes is barbecue chicken. That secondary is buns, capital buns, man. I'm talking like prosciutto, like big fluffy buns, man. So, but on the flip side, like I said, if they put too much on Sam Darnold's plate, we could have problems. If Kenneth Walker can't be a feature back, because what do you think the carry split is for them? And Charbonnet, is it 70-30, 60-40?
Well, Charbonnet not gonna play.
Well, I know he's not playing, but I'm asking, what was the carry split?
Fluctuated. It was like it was probably 55-45.
50-40. Yeah. So how much of that 45 can Kenneth Walker pick up? Is my question. And the remaining, the RB2 behind him, how can he handle 20 of that 45? Can he handle 25 of that 45? That's the question.
Real quick. I want to just add this too. I do fully expect Rashid Shaheed to take some handoffs too.
Okay.
So it will cut into that a little bit. It'll be like literally like, just think about the Percy Harvin game plan. I think you'll see, some shit like that.
Because I just feel like keeping Matthew Stafford off the field is key here, because he has started slow. He hasn't played like he did in the regular season. But just like in the Carolina game, when you keep giving him possessions late in the game, he settled down. The Chicago game, you keep giving him possessions late in the game, he settled down. So I just feel like Seattle has to keep him off the field, because I don't feel like he's going to magically turn into the MVP guy from the regular season. So he's going to make his mistakes. So running the ball, keeping Sam Darnold's plate clean, minimizing Stafford's possessions. And I think they walk out of there, and we got Patriots running back with Patriots and Seahawks.
That's what I would like to see. I need my get back, JMIK.
Well, great for you. I mean,
and I've been hearing the same thing from the Rams fans. I've been hearing that all week.
They had 2 opportunities and they couldn't do it. So
now, Rome, I am rooting for the Rams to win because I want them to be the first team to lose to one team 3 times. So this isn't personal because I want y'all both to lose, okay? But I want them to lose more. All right.
You good, brother? Because you rooting against me in the last 2 weeks didn't work out, so I'm happy to hear that.
So see, now you ain't had to go there.
I mean, so the Niners only beat the Bengals twice in the Super Bowl. I thought y'all beat them 3 times in the Super Bowl.
No, twice.
Twice, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think, is there anybody?
It would have been 3 times had we made it 2021.
Okay.
When I look at this game, right, Charbonnet to me is a big missing piece, right? Because I mean, obviously I gamble, so I take a lot of their red zone touchdowns, and I take Charbonnet a lot. K9 hasn't been asked to finish the job in a while. He hasn't. It kind of gets aggravating too, because when you take him for the anytime touchdown, and then you watching the game, he get down to the 3-yard line, and then you see him pull his mouthpiece out and start jogging to the sideline, and you like, I know Charbonnet gonna get this touchdown. So it do play a big factor. So going into the game, I'm asking myself, okay, what's their goal line plan now? Is it the tight ends? Is it Rashid Shaheed? Is it being more creative inside that box where you find some other guys to step up? And I do think putting Rashid Shaheed in that situation could be the factor, because I think the Rams, obviously, their biggest downfall is probably the secondary. So putting some of those guys out there in a situation to tackle that speedy dude in the nick of a time before he make a move is probably asking for some disasters. So I think when I look at the game though, Matthew Stafford also plays a factor, because like Sir said, he starts slow. If you give him any semblance of hope, any semblance to hang on to that he can get back into the game, he usually does. Man, it's a close game for me, man. My hate would always say, fuck the Rams, And I'm gonna say it again today.
Hey, Smitty, you know what? You touched on something that I forgot. I feel like if those talking points that I spoke about nullifies each other, special teams is going to be the difference maker. And if that's the case, I got to go with Seattle, because I trust.
No. I need you to stay over there, brother.
No, hear me out, brother. Hear me out. I'm standing on what I said before. But like I said, if those talking points that I've mentioned between Seattle's run game versus Rams front 4, and then keeping Stafford off the field, keeping Sam Darnold's plate clean, if all of those 4 things cancel each other out, it's going to come down to special teams. And I feel like their special teams is substantially better.
Man, I'll say this thing. If it comes down to special teams, I mean, the Rams better kick that ball out of bounds when they punting it. I don't.
On the kickoff.
If he's on the kickoff, or I would kick it through the back of the end zone, bro. I don't want Rashid touching that ball on special teams at all, personally.
At all, bro. He touch it, it's gone.
Because the funny thing was, I took that man for a touchdown last year, because I'm like, in some shape or form, this man gonna score a touchdown, and I was right about it. I figured that. This game, I think this game comes down to who runs the ball better, in my opinion. And I just think the Seahawks are just gonna run the ball better. I don't the Rams are okay running it, but I don't think their run game is that explosive. And I think with K9, as long as he could just finish the game, because that's my biggest concern with that dude. He start the game, he get hurt, and he don't finish it. And this is one week where they cannot afford for him not to finish the game. That he has to finish the game. But I have confidence in that. I got confidence in the Seattle front 4 getting after the Rams. So I got the Seahawks. I got this in a little bit of a higher scoring game than I think some people think. I think it's going to be a 30-27 game or a 27-24 game.
That's what I had. I initially had 27-24, and I think I lowered it a little bit because I want to say the over-under was like 46 or something like that, 46.5. But
I'm taking over. I'm taking over.
Oh, see, I think this is going to be a nasty game because it's going to be like that dogfight type shit. But I've been wrong about this every single fucking time about the style of game. I didn't see 41 points last week, but I think I'm settled on like 23-17 Seahawks.
All right. Well, I guess since the AFC wrong, you sticking with us, man, for this AFC breakdown?
Maybe quick. For like a few minutes.
I want to ask you one more question, Ron. How you feel about Sam Darnold potentially being the first quarterback from his draft class to make a Super Bowl?
So, Dre, I wasn't going to bring that up till next week, but since we're here, it feels great because literally who else? I want to wait to fully say what I want to say till next week, but it's crazy, right? How the number 3 pick, he's dog shit, right? Like he's dog shit. He sees ghosts, all that shit like that. But he's gonna see something that none of these other niggas are gonna see for a while. So that's how I feel about it. I feel that they said that he was the ugly duckling, and now bro is out there, running on that field again because he went to the Super Bowl again, but this time he's gonna start because he was there with the 49ers.
Yeah.
So he's been there, but yeah, this time a little different when he gonna be calling plays, and hopefully we get our Patriots get back, and Sam's gonna get that Toyota Tundra at the end of the game, saying he wants to go to Disneyland. So LA kid, full circle narratives. You know how this goes. NFL love a good story.
Nah, facts. I was high on Sam Darnold coming out, and it took him a while to get it together. So. We spoke about it a couple weeks ago, or like last week. That's why you can't count these guys out so early in their careers anymore, right? You have to let guys develop and just see where it takes you. Maybe it's for another team, but just because a guy's bad on one team, sometimes it's just a situation.
I think the bigger key to that,
somewhere
Dre,
else, and they learn.
I think the bigger key to that is them not giving up on themselves, counting themselves out, being like, you know what, I'm gonna just stay teachable. I'm gonna stay willing to learn, and when I get my opportunity, everything that I got in the bag, I'm gonna put it on the floor. Cause at that point, I ain't got nothing to lose, and that's what Sam Darnold basically did. He just drifted around. He got a couple opportunities in Carolina, then he got shipped to the Niners. He had to sit on the bench. He had to watch it. He had to grow, and then he got to Minnesota, and they didn't have an option. Obviously, they were supposed to go in with JJ McCarthy. When they put him in the game, he was like, I'm going to put it on the floor. That's all I can do. All I can do is go all the way out, give 110. And, yeah, it was some games in there where you could tell he was still growing as a player. Down the stretch in those crunch time games, he hadn't been in those situations. The Jets weren't in any crunch time games. The Panthers at the time wasn't in any crunch time games. He wasn't playing when the 49ers was in crunch time games. He was experiencing what Brock Purdy was feeding him and telling him how it was feeling out there when he got exposed to it. Maybe nerves did kick in. Yeah, it happened. But we watched him this year, and my quarterback said all the time, it's either a lesson or it's a failure. You know what I mean? So it was a lesson. We seen him in 4 or 5 close games this year where he was able to pull his team out the depths and win. Where he was able to be like, all right, damn, we could count on Sam to get a win. That's why that's no longer my argument. I can't argue that no more because I've seen him do it now. Certified said it at the beginning of the show. You can't until you do. He has done, so I can't keep harping on it. He growed, man, and I'm proud. I'm proud that he just didn't give up and be like, well, they said I'm done, so I'm done. Nah, it's a good point for him.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing I'll add to that is I think not just he didn't give up on himself. When he became a free agent, he chose the right destinations to go to. I think that's a very important part because obviously we know he started with the Jets. Jets have not really developed a quarterback in my lifetime, and I'm 38, so they haven't done it. He got traded to the Panthers, so he didn't really pick that destination. But I have heard Sam talk, and he does talk about his time in Carolina that it did help him. So I mean, power to him for taking the coaching or whatever. And then I believe he went to San Francisco next. I mean, he chose to go there. He didn't get traded. He chose that. went there, I mean, like under Shanahan learned, he he chose to go to the Vikings, another spot where, KOC, I mean, like people have a lot of confidence, in him as a play caller. And
were they on the roster together in San Francisco?
Who?
KOC and
No, I think KOC was already with the Vikings by that time.
Okay. No, he was with Kubiak.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he went to the Vikings in a good situation, and then the Vikings weren't sure they wanted to pay him, and he chose to go to Seattle. So, like, you got to give the guy a lot of credit for picking the right places to go to, like, develop his skills. And now you have the Sam Darnold that we have that has played really well. There were points in time this year where he was the front runner for MVP at certain weeks this season. And so you got to give him a lot of credit.
That.
Yeah. So he didn't give up on his career, and he chose the right. He didn't just choose the bag. He chose the right place to go. And I think a lot of players, especially quarterbacks in this league that have failed with the team that they were drafted by, look at Sam as a kind of like I don't say like a portrait, but like kind of like a roadmap of like how you should do
it. Anthony Richardson, perfect example. Drafted high to a situation. He might be asked, he might not be. But like, what if Anthony Richardson went to LA and backed up Stafford for a year, learned under McVay? What would that look like? I think about shit like that. But I get it. It's a not for long business. So if you're a coach and you tie your name to a quarterback, if that shit don't work out, you either better cut bait or it's your ass.
I said I'm not counting out these quarterbacks no more. But Anthony Richardson, are they going to teach him to be a tight end, or what are they going to teach him? Because it's not playing the quarterback position. That one. Hey, look, if I'm wrong about that one, I'll come back and say I'm wrong. But I don't see Anthony Richardson getting it together.
Yeah, for once in my life, I'm with Dre on this.
Well, that means you've been right one time.
I don't see it with Anthony Richardson, man. I'm just him being even drafted. I don't even understand why he was drafted. He should have been an undrafted free agent. He doesn't have the reps. He doesn't have the skill set for this league.
John Schneider was going to draft him.
Wow.
Yeah, John Schneider was going to draft him.
I mean, the thing is, like, he got drafted based upon his ceiling and where he could get, where he could be. And so, I mean, you can do that, but the problem with doing that is if the floor is too low, you're getting what you got with Anthony Richardson right now. Yeah. His floor was really low and the ceiling was really high. The problem is we're not seeing the ceiling, we're seeing the floor. So,
yeah, I agree with that. I felt like he was an athlete. He just wasn't a special athlete. And I see where they was going with that, Mick. Like, you got Josh Allen, you got Lamar, you got Jaden Daniels. I get that. I understand that. He got drafted before Jaden. But they was looking at the athletic side of it. I don't see anything special about him as is he a freak athlete physically? We like 6'5".
Yes, at the combine he was like that was thing. He impressed because of his size, and I don't think he had a lot of body fat, and he was
I know it was like 4%. And see, I get that, dog, and that's the thing, man. Like y'all know how I feel about the combine. I feel like it's a glorified workout. Like you aren't going up against any defensive players. You're in shorts and tank tops, scripted plays, and these guys in his office, they just Zach Wilson. Oh my God, off platform. Okay, well, how does that translate to football though?
You know what the combine tells me for the most part? It tells me what guy had a good trainer that taught him how to do the combine. Because all these dudes train for the combine. It's not like they're just going out there and with their natural ability, they're going and doing these drills. No, these guys are training with people. You have a good trainer, you're going to run better.
For these specific drills.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, when guys run a 40, I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's cool if you run a fast 40, but all that tells me is that you're good at running 40s. It doesn't tell me it's going to translate to you being a good football player. Look at Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt is not good at football. He's fast, but he's not good at football, right? Like, it doesn't always translate.
Yeah, like you can run a 40, but can you get off the line? Can you get off press man?
Worthy.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's say you do get off the line. Can you maintain inside leverage? Can you maintain outside leverage? Like being fast is just the beginning. It's so much more to that.
You know,
or even the defensive ends. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you strong. Okay, you got long arms. But where's your bend? Can you bend? Because if you can't, you're probably gonna have a tough time in the league, brother.
I mean, for me, like, and I'll just speak on the 40-yard dash specifically. Like, different position groups, I don't look at the whole 40. Like, I'm looking at the splits, man. Like, to be honest with you, like, offensive line, I'm looking at the 10-yard split. Linebackers, I'm looking at either the 10 or the 20-yard split. Like, so I don't care. Like, even wide receivers, I'm looking at the 10 to 20-yard split because what is the chance that every route you're going to run is going to be like a go route down the field 40? Like. You know, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, the Patriots got a receiver named Kyle Williams. He's extremely fast. He don't even run, I mean, like fades and go routes all the time. So it's like, for me, the 40-yard dash, I think you just got to split up into like 10 and 20-yard splits, depending on the position that you're looking at. And yeah, I mean, like the combine to me is like you got to match the combine with the film. And like if you look at the combine is showing you exactly what you're seeing on the film, then cool. But if you're trying to use the combine and you're not trying to watch film to draft players, you're not going to be a scout or you're not going to be a general manager too long, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, man, where's your film? How did you perform when the season was on the line? How did you perform in the fourth quarter? How did you start the game? You know, how did you respond from the interception? How did you respond for giving up a sack? How did you respond for fumbling the ball? How did you respond from dropping that touchdown? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Speaking of film, we got to start looking at some of these draft prospects soon too.
Yeah,
talking about where's the film? I started looking at some of these guys, man. Some of them, they ain't all that. But we'll get to that. But
hey, Rome said he had the role. He said go Hawks.
We talked about the game.
And he said Patriots 30-17. So I think he want to see you in the bowl, brother.
I mean, both teams want to see me in the bowl because we beat both teams in the bowl.
Yeah.
So,
yes, we did, JMIK. We beat both teams.
Nigga, I hate this nigga, man.
I'm just telling you what Rams fans and Seahawks tell me all week. I'm just telling you. I didn't say it.
No, not you. Not you. We talk about this
we ain't
German Aaron Rose.
Yeah, we talking about this journeyman fan over here. He keep hitting the damn portal. He think he Luke.
He worse than college football.
I mean, look. We got guys leaving college and going back. They still got eligibility. I still got eligibility. So I mean, I might as well hit the portal, right?
I mean that's nasty, but I mean NFC. I guess we'll talk about the AFC Championship game next. Obviously, y'all know I'm a Patriot fan, and obviously, like, it was funny because I was watching that the Bills Broncos game, right? So so I was at a kid birthday party or whatever, and they had it on inside the house. So I mean, like pretty much like all the men at the party was pretty much watching the game. We was eating. Conversating, watching like the Bills and the Broncos, and I just was watching Josh Allen turn over the ball repeatedly, and then the Broncos pulled it out, and then I leave. I'm driving home, and I just happened to check my phone, and people sending me messages on Twitter, like, and you hear about this Bo Nix stuff? I'm like, nah. So I had to go. I went to check the page or whatever, and see that dude had broke his ankle, bro, and I was just like, man, that's messed up. And then like we won on Sunday, and then we playing the Broncos without Bo Nix, and man, like I'm not. So like for me, I'm not one of them fans where like I want players to get hurt or whatever. Like I would rather play the Broncos with Bo Nix personally. Like I'd rather do that, and the reason I say that is because if we beat them, everybody is going to be like, oh well, you beat them, but they ain't have Bo Nix, like they was playing Jared Stidham, who ain't played a game in like 4 years or whatever. So I prefer to play teams healthy. That's just not the case. So we just got to live with what we have. And so like for those that don't know, my team drafted Jared Stidham. So I mean, we have a pretty good knowledge of Jared Stidham. And when we drafted him, Josh was our OC at the time. Josh left and went to, I believe, Oakland. Jared Stidham followed him to Oakland. And so he's coached Jared Stidham for a good amount of time. So I'm pretty sure that Josh McDaniels has given my defensive coordinator Zach Kerr like pretty much a scouting report on Jared Stidham. So that is what it is. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, that's watching today. Jared Stidham does not concern me. He's not the concerning part of the game for me. The concerning part of the game for me is Sean Payton. Because like Sean Payton in these kind of moments, like he's gonna give you trick plays, he's gonna give you things that you didn't really think about. So as a Patriot fan going into the game, my main concern is with the coach, because the coach, he's kind of like a wild card. Like he's gonna give you stuff that you might not have expected. I expect a bunch of trick plays in this game. And also, because I've heard people talk about, they're gonna try to run the ball. Like Denver's not really, without J.K. Dobbins, they're not a good running team. And the Patriots are a top 6 run defense in the league. And you've seen it the last 2 weeks against the Chargers, and you've seen it against the Texans. Like those teams weren't able to get off running the ball. And even the Broncos last week, their leading rusher was Bo Nix. I think he rushed for 30 yards. So he's not there, the rushing game, I don't expect that to be a real impact on the game. So I expect Sean to have, plays in the playbook where he's gonna be ultra aggressive. Like it's the AFC Championship game. You got nothing to lose. And people don't, as far as Vegas goes, like they're a home underdog. Like I think they're the biggest home underdog in a conference championship game ever. So I just think they're gonna come out and try to be real aggressive, and they're gonna try certain things, and that's fine. I think the key matchup in the game for me is like their D line against my tackles and guards. If we can give Drake Maye some time to throw the football, because Drake like to take shots from me. For those that ain't watched a lot of Drake Maye, like if you give him a deep shot to take, he's gonna take it, and he's not gonna be shy about it. For people that don't know, he's also one of the most accurate passers down the field in terms of 20+ yards.
But real quick, man, Mick. Yeah, you give him a deep shot, he's gonna take it. But if you're taking deep shots, it means you're holding on to the football.
That's true.
And if you're holding on to the football, that pass rush, they can definitely get off after the quarterback. What do they have? 4 guys with 7 or more sacks on the season. I think Benito has 14. And yep. Drake Maye has had some issues with ball security.
Yeah, he has.
Does that concern you?
Oh yeah, going into all these games throughout the playoffs, the Chargers, the Texans in this game, it's can my tackles hold up, because they've given up 3+ sacks in every game that we played in the playoffs so far. Like I think Adafe Owe had 3 sacks with the Chargers. I think last week, I want to say Will Anderson, he either had 2 or 3 sacks as well. So that's a concern. I don't mind the sacks. Like Drake has been sacked a lot this year. I don't have an issue with the sacks. I have an issue with the turnovers coming off the sacks, like the strip sacks and the fumbling. Like that's where the problem comes in, because I feel as if the only way that the Broncos are going to have a chance to win this game, and I think they do have a chance. There are ways that they can win the game. I think they got to get turnovers, and I think the defense got to help the offense and either score off the turnovers, or put the offense in position where the offense is starting their drives, at the Patriots 20 and 30-yard line. I think that's the blueprint for them winning, because with Jared Stidham, I don't know what you can really expect. Like the kid has only started 4 games. Like he's only thrown 8 touchdowns in his whole career. His touchdown to interception ratio was 1-to-1. He's got 8 touchdowns. He's got 8 picks. So it's like I don't know what to expect out of Jared Stidham. He could come out there. He could throw for 300 yards, how much I know. I really, he could throw for 150 for him. I don't like. I can't tell people what Jared Stidham going to do, because I don't think anybody knows what Jared Stidham going to do, but Jared Stidham. So you got to just keep that in mind. I think the way the Broncos win this game is on defense. They keep the score low. They get a lot of sacks and turnovers, and they put their offense in good positions to be able to put up points. And I think that's their pathway to winning. And for the Patriots, it's just play your game. The Patriots have been really good running the football. Last week, it wasn't. What I say about last week against the Texans was like they had one drive where they really ran the football well, and that's when they had to. I think it was late in the 3rd quarter. They got the ball at their 2-yard line, and they pretty much ran like 6-7 minutes off the clock. That's the one time in that game where they ran the ball well. The Texans have a really good rush defense as well. The Broncos, in my opinion, can be had, because if you watch the Bills game and you take more of a power run approach, then I think you can run on the Broncos. And for the Patriots over the last 2 months, like we use our swing tackle. I believe his name is Munford. I mean, we'll bring him in. We'll bring him in the game as like the sixth lineman, and like the Patriots have a power running game, and so I think they're gonna have to rely on that to be able to run the ball on the Broncos. I mean, now whether they're successful at that or not, it's just something that we got to see. Like I can't say that. I'm not gonna say that like Buffalo, like where we're gonna run for 180 yards in them. I'm not gonna go that far with it. Like I think we can run for a good 80 to 90 yards on the Broncos. But yeah, like I mean, that's just kind of how I see the game. Like I think what this game is gonna be. Like I think obviously I got the Patriots winning. I mean, and I see the score being something like 31-23 or 31-20. Like in for the Patriots.
Oh, and let me let Certified back up. I ain't even see he dropped.
Oh yeah, I ain't see it either.
He just dropped again. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. Hey, JMIK, what do you say? My bad, Drake. Go ahead.
Well, nah, I was gonna say, JMIK, I couldn't have said it much better than you. We're gonna win the game. I agree.
Oh my God, man! Oh my God!
I agree. We're probably gonna win by at least 2 scores.
It's nasty, man.
Jared Stidham also doesn't really concern me much. But yeah, man, we got Drake Maye. Like, what do I got to be concerned about in this football game? Outside of the possibility that Drake Maye could play hot potato with the football a few times. Outside of that, we don't got nothing to worry about, JMIK. And they got Jared Stidham at their quarterback.
Nasty work, yo.
Like, we don't have nothing to worry about. We are Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, so I say all that. I just said what my prediction was. Like I'm not the most superstitious dude in the world, but I'm not gonna proclaim victory. Like if I'm not trolling or not like doing all that, like if I'm talking ball, then I'm always say if we do this and if we do that, like because I mean like you don't want like the bad juju on you for real. So
I get that, but like what's the path? Like I mean, like I said, I guess if they can cause chaos, a lot of turnovers, I just don't see it. I don't see multiple turnovers. Could I see one? Yes. I don't know, man.
And I think Drake, like I've been saying it every week that we played in these plays. I've been saying it like like if y'all been betting on it, I told you Drake was gonna throw a pick against the Chargers. He did. I told you Drake was gonna throw a pick last week. I mean, it was a Hail Mary pick, but I mean, it's a pick nonetheless. I mean, if you bet on it, then you won. And I can see him doing that again this week. I mean, like he's an aggressive quarterback. He's going to take shots. And sometimes when you try to take shots, you're going to throw interceptions. And for me, as good as his play has been throughout the duration of the season and the postseason, I can accept the fact that if he's taking a shot and it gets picked off, I'm okay with it because I know my offense, we got the second scoring offense in the league. We almost average 30 points a game. So I can live with that as long as it's not a pick six. Now, a pick six I can't live with. I'm sorry. I just can't.
I'll tell you, yes, pick six is dangerous. My fault. Go ahead.
What would you say Stidham does well?
I don't know, man. I couldn't even tell you.
He could be steadier than Bo Nix. Because Bo Nix is consistently inconsistent. We know that by now, right? The first 3 quarters, he's not good. That fourth quarter, he turns into a different quarterback. But the first 3 quarters, he's usually not good. So could it be a case where Stidham isn't Bo Nix in the fourth quarter, but maybe like his floor, instead of it being like this and then having to like rock it up in the fourth quarter, he just keep the boat steady and just keep it straight.
But only I say about Stidham that he doesn't give you that Bo Nix gives you. Bo Nix gonna give you them splash plays though, and I just don't think Jared Stidham gonna give you them splash plays.
I don't know how Denver stays on the field. I mean, they struggle to stay on the field with Bo Nix. So I don't know, man. I have big questions on how are they going to score points.
Short fields. That's what I'm saying. Like if JMIK is saying he could see Drake Maye throw 1 pick, right? I could see a strip sack happening in this game.
Oh, yeah.
That right there is 2 turnovers. That is a recipe for the Broncos being in this football game.
You sound
Yeah,
like
but I think we got to turn over more
brother.
than 2 times though for them to have the chance. Like I think, I think the Broncos have to turn us over at least 3 times. To be honest with you.
Wait a minute, wishing on a star? Why am I wishing on a star?
A strip sack? You wishing on a star? Yes.
No, I mean Drake Maye.
Patriots, and I mean like both games.
He been playing hot potato with that football, man.
Yeah. I mean, the difference in the Chargers game was I don't think he lost the fumbles that he had. I think he fumbled twice, but he didn't lose those fumbles in that game. He might have lost one. I'm not 100% sure. But last week he lost a fumble. He got strip sacked by Will Anderson, and I think Will recovered it.
I do not have unwavering faith that Denver will be able to do something with a turnover that is not in the red zone.
That's fair. And I just think Jared's gonna have like the game of his life, bro. I just think he gonna have to like for the Denver to have a chance to win. He gonna have to play with Drake Maye. Like he gonna have to play on a similar level, and I just don't think he can do that.
Well, he has one. Hold on. He has one game in his pocket, and I like you said, JMIK. I think this has been the semblance of what Sean Payton is probably putting the game plan around. So in 2023, when he was with the Raiders, he had a game against the Niners.
Yep. In
his first career start, he threw for 365 yards, 3 touchdowns, 23 for 34, 67% completion percentage, 108 passer rating, and lost the game in overtime 37-34.
And the only thing
Smitty, why the hell is certified asking what Stidham does well when we've seen Jared Stidham put belt to ass to his team?
He lost.
They might have lost, but the offense put belt to ass to that. Like Jared Stidham had a good game. Like we've seen it. So I'm confused why he acting like we haven't seen it before.
I believe so.
I can pull up the box
score.
23.
Yeah, it was Brock Purdy. He was your quarterback. But like the thing is, I've been battling people on Twitter Spaces with this narrative where Smitty just said. And I'll say he's saying a narrative, but you got to look at that Raider team, bro. He had Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams. Show me on the Denver Broncos who's the Josh Jacobs and who's the Devontae Adams.
No, that's a fair point.
I'll wait. I mean, like, and I say that because, like, Stidham threw for 365. 153 of that went to Devontae Adams. So almost half the yards. Just saying. And you got to use context.
I've been said the Patriots are overrated. Running back always fumble and wide receiver mid. Good luck scoring. So, real quick, right? Because I don't know why we acting like Denver isn't the definition of mid. Like I've been trying to look, because we all Czar and I here, right? So I've been trying to play the Broncos side a little bit, but it's kind of making me sick to my stomach because I really hate the Broncos, and I don't think they're really all that good, honestly. I think the defense. They've done their job this year, but that defense can be had. The offense, yes, has been stagnant most of the time, and now you don't have your quarterback who does turn into a completely different player in the fourth quarter. Like, if they win this game, it's probably going to be a movie 20 years from now because it's that type of story. Then, like, I just don't see it.
So here's the funny thing, right? Y'all in the chat, y'all run off narratives, right? Because if you look at the stats. Mondre Stevenson has only lost 3 fumbles. He hasn't even lost the most fumbles in the league for running backs. But like y'all got this thing in your mind from the first weeks in the game, especially that Steelers game where he fumbled it twice. But the funny thing is that man ain't fumbled since week 5. Like week 5 was in, I believe it was either the last week of September or the first week of October. We're almost in February, my boy. He has not fumbled in almost 3 months. And I'm not saying he won't fumble this month or this game on Sunday, but like the narrative that he fumbles all the time, it's just not an accurate narrative. Like it's just not. I mean, like you could run with Mondre fumbles all the time, but he doesn't. He didn't fumble last week against the Texans, even though they was punching at the ball. He didn't fumble against the Chargers previous week either. And I'm not saying he's not going to fumble. He could realistically fumble this week. He's due for a fumble, so it could realistically happen. But going off the recent history of him not doing it, I got to go with the recent history versus what he did in the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and especially these narratives. Everybody forgot Stidham's interceptions that game because he had 2 of them. And as a matter of fact, one of his interceptions is the reason why they lost in overtime.
I mean, he's a backup for a reason, good brother. But
you wasn't saying that when you was clapping like Samuel the Seal and shit.
Well, he's still a backup for a reason, good brother. I mean, what Perry say? Perry said it's tough winning in Denver and their defense is dominant and will cause Drake Maye a lot of trouble. And it's funny he says that because you guys haven't had a lot of success over the years in Denver, right?
No, we haven't. And we're 0-4 in Denver in the playoffs. I'm not like people bring it up. I'm not ashamed to say it, but like those are the Peyton Manning, Broncos. The last time I think it was 2015. Like the time before that was the Jake Plummer Broncos. Brady and the crew never played well there. I'm not going to deny that. The Patriots have not played well there. But don't forget the last time we played in Denver, we beat y'all with Bailey Zappi. So don't forget that. Like y'all want to read off these stats about how we don't win there. Last time we played there, we won with Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi not a good quarterback, bro. Like and y'all quarterback was Russell Wilson, and y'all was supposed to beat us that game. That's the season where we only won 4 games, and we got the ability to draft Drake Maye number 3 overall. So I mean the team wasn't good. So we have gone up there and beat y'all. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I mean to say that your defense is dominant, you're so dominant. You gave up 30 points to the Bills, and they turned over the ball 5 times. You gave up over 30 points to the Giants. Like you beat the Jets by 2 points in London. I'm gonna need y'all to stop. Y'all defense was dominant last year. Like last year, your defense was one of the best in the league. This year, I think y'all living off reputation. I think y'all living off the names. Like I think it's still a good defense, but to call it dominant, no. I mean, to me, the Texans defense is dominant. The Seattle defense is dominant. I'm not even gonna call my defense dominant because my defense was inconsistent in the regular season. My defense in terms of like red zone stats, like we give up the most touchdowns once you get in the red zone. The problem is we give up the least amount of red zone trips. So you got to get there. So that's all I'll say. Like to say they're dominant this year, I just don't agree with that personally.
Hey man, to all the new faces in the comments, man, please hit the subscribe button, man. Hit the like. Come on now, run the likes up, man. It's over 200 people in here, man. We should have more than 7 likes. Come on, man. Run the likes up, man. Come on now.
And I'll say this for the people in the chat. Like, if I'm wrong what I said and we lose the game, I'm going to be back here. We'll probably have a show Monday or Tuesday. If we don't have a show then, we'll have a show Saturday. And you can come back and talk your stuff. And say that I was wrong. But that's the one thing I always stand on. Like, I'll never duck in job. Like, whether my team wins or loses, I'm going to be on this platform. And I'm going to give if the Broncos win, I'm going to give Jared Stidham his credit. I'm going to give Sean Payton the credit. I'm going to give their defense the credit. So, yeah.
So I also want to say, hey man, let's keep the conversation going, man. Go to the CheckDown page, join the page. Let's talk a little ball. But listen, this is the year to break trends. Okay, Matthew Stafford won in Charlotte. Never done that before. The LA Rams won in Charlotte. Never done that before. The 49ers lost in a divisional round. Hasn't done that since 2000. I see the Patriots going up into Denver and breaking the trend and winning the game in the playoffs.
No, I'm with you.
Matthew Stafford won in the snow.
Yeah,
Who knew?
Yeah, I think Stafford in under 33 games had a really terrible record. And he still won. He found a way to win. Yeah. So, like trends can go on, or trends can get broken. That's the way that it is.
We did have one trend that continued. The Buffalo Bills did give up 30-point plus in an elimination game because that's what they do. Huh?
That's
They average.
So nasty.
And we had another trend too, though. I mean, the Texans were winless, like in the divisional round, and they're still winless now. So,
hey, look, Ivan, make sure you subscribe, Ivan, if you're not subscribed already. Because if I really don't like y'all, and I do not believe in y'all. I think y'all are frauds, 100%. So
who's y'all?
I'll do this.
Who's your fan of?
The Broncos.
Okay.
Okay, man.
If y'all win the Super Bowl, I will come on here in a Broncos shirt or a Broncos hat and call y'all the best team in the NFL. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that, man. And hit the notification bell. All y'all other people in here too, man. We appreciate y'all for being here. But yeah.
I mean, because we kind of expanded. I mean, like we do our show on Saturdays, but we are popping up with new shows during the week. And so the only way you're gonna know about the new shows is if you get the notifications. That's the only way that you're gonna know. Click the notifications, man.
And listen, man, it ain't gonna cost you no money. And your friends that don't like us, they won't even know. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, slide on over to the CheckDown page.
They probably watch
follow.
They watch it too.
Man, hey man, you know them hate watchers be the best. Yeah. You know, go to YouTube, hit subscribe, man, and yeah, man, I for my part, I enjoy interacting with y'all, man. Y'all make this very enjoyable. I look forward to Saturdays with me and my guys and Pop. She couldn't be here today. But yeah, man, we really appreciate y'all, man, and we really do like hearing from you.
Yeah.
So
someone in the chat asked me betting on for touchdowns. I mean, so I'll go game by game for me. The first game, like K9, like I think K9 and JSN could score for them. And I mean, obviously, like I almost always take a Puka touchdown, man, because Puka's gonna get the targets. And if you don't like Puka, then I would take the running back Williams. He's almost a lock to score. Broncos game, I mean, both these teams don't cover the tight end that well. So I'm actually going with a tight end special. Like I'm going with a Hunter Henry touchdown, and I'm going with a Ingram touchdown. And then if you want to put like more on that, I think Mondre gonna get in the end zone in this game. It's either gonna be Mondre or Travion. I mean, they both get 50-50 carries in the red zone. But I think they're gonna give it to Mondre.
Now I've noticed on a few apps they got a new prop for quarterbacks that includes the passing touchdown with the anytime touchdown. Oh yeah, I like that for Drake Maye. And I also my two big props for this weekend is Kenneth Walker's carries and Drake Maye touchdown. That's what I like. And as long as Stafford isn't, if his touchdown prop is more than 1.5, I don't know. That's pushing.
I think they're gonna settle that too. There's no way they're gonna settle that like a 0.5. There's no way.
No, I said 1.5.
Yeah, I mean he has to throw 2. So I mean, like I said earlier with Rome, like, this could literally be a shootout kind of game. Yeah. I mean, because like the Rams defense ain't the great, and so I just think it's very possible.
What about you, Smitty? What plays you like this weekend?
All right, so my plays for the weekend. Every time y'all post, y'all gotta drop the link with it. All right. For Seattle, I agree with the K9, but I got Rashid Shaheed for anytime touchdown this week, man. I'm definitely putting Rashid Shaheed on the ticket. I think they're gonna get him involved in a multitude of ways with Zach Charbonnet being out in that red zone. You're probably gonna see him get some handoffs. Maybe some of those quick whip routes where he can get one-on-one with a linebacker and get a mismatch where he can get outside with a pick play. So I think I definitely got Rashid Shaheed for a touchdown. But I also got Jared. Listen. I got Jared Stidham for an anytime touchdown, man. He going on the list. He got to be on the list. He hasn't played a game in a long time, bro. He played that one game, but he hasn't played many games in the last 3 years. And coming into a pressure-packed game where I mean, Mike Vrabel in that defense, I mean, they're gonna apply some pressure. They're gonna make you make some sudden decisions, some sudden throws. And that's gonna cause some type, some discomfort for a guy that hasn't played in a long time. Give me RJ Harvey for his receiving yards. I think when you look at Sean Payton in a situation like this where the running game hasn't been necessarily the best, and then you lost the guy that kind of gives you the +1, you're gonna see him use the extended pass game as a run. And RJ Harvey, to me, in the backfield, he does do well off of that. But give me Stephon Diggs anytime touchdown also, man. I think he gonna get in some of that motion. And Josh is gonna definitely draw up something where he can get a mismatch where he's not gonna be predominantly covered by PS2. And that might be the moment of the game where it might turn on his head if you can get Stephon Diggs in the end zone.
I mean, those sound like good plays to me.
Hey man, y'all let us know on Twitter and come back and let us know if you hit. Who you follow, who got the best knowledge. So, I can't do the prop bets over here. They don't allow us to do that. But
What?
yeah, man, they took it away. Once people like Boutte started betting on games and they found out, they took all the prop bets away from us, man. It is what it is. But speaking of that, because he was in college at that time, I do have one more topic for y'all. Are college athletics cooked now with like everything that's happening? I know we usually talk just football, but I'm asking this because I do think it could have an effect on football in the future. In basketball, we're seeing guys now that have declared for the NBA draft, go undrafted, sign two-way contracts with a team, which is basically like a practice squad deal, right?
Yeah.
If I'm like, that would be about the equivalent of two-way deal. It's like a practice squad deal. Yeah. They can call you up at any time and during that, but whatever. So a player that had a two-way deal on a G League team is now back in college playing college basketball. I think that's a slippery slope, especially for football down the road. Like we could see guys go undrafted and then decide to go back to school for another year or whatever. And it just, I don't like it, man. I think college athletics might be cooked, but I'm interested to hear your guys' opinions on that.
Hey,
I
man,
think it's
about this.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
We was talking about this before we started the show. Like JMIK said, they pulled away from the NCAA for the championship. We got the college football playoff now. I fully believe that they're going to separate the sport from college, period, and just create their own semi-pro leagues. I feel like that's where we're going.
They've been trying to do that for a minute, though. They've been trying to get away from the NCAA for a minute.
Yeah, I just think it's a slippery slope, man, because it's like, I'll give you an example, right? So I'm watching the Celtics last night. This is my only example. So, I mean, like, we drafted a kid out of Kentucky. His name is like Amari Williams, right? We signed him to a two-way contract, right? So he only really been playing in like the D League affiliate, but he was sitting on the bench. We had to play him. Got a couple guys fouled out. And it's just like, and and I think we had a kid with Alabama that's on their team, and he was signed to a two-way contract. And like he sued the NCAA, and he won, and like he's been reinstated by the school because the school's following the court order.
Just to add to what you're saying, I rock with it because I'm a Bama fan, right? But the judge is an Alabama booster.
Yeah,
who's giving money to the school in the past.
So, and this is what I mean. This is why I brought up the example.
So we know who got his ear.
Yeah, so
roll time, man.
Yeah, so it's a slippery slope, and I just think you got to tread lightly because, I mean, you might have good intentions, but what's going to tend to happen is like it's a slippery slope. You go down that slope, and you just don't know what can happen. Like I mean, you have situations where players are signed to a two-way contract in basketball. and they might have played maybe like 5 minutes in the game, but then they sue the NCAA, and the NCAA be like, oh well, the judge would be like, oh well, they only played 5 minutes. It don't really make that much of a difference. It's 5 minutes, and so
even that, JMIK, it goes further than that because. Like Nate Oates, who's Alabama's head coach, came out yesterday and spoke about it. He was asked about all of this, right? And the issue is you have these European players who play professionally for years in Europe, and then they go to college.
Yeah.
They're not going to the NBA. They're not going to the G League. They're going to college. These are professional basketball players enrolling in universities. Now, it's looked at differently because they're playing professionally in other parts of the world, right? But they're professionals at the end of the day, and it's the equivalent to these guys that we're talking about going to the G League, right? Or being on these two-way contracts. It's no different than these 22-year-old European freshmen that come into the NCAA and play for teams. Yeah. So that's the issue. Like, unless you change it for everybody, I don't think you can even do anything about a guy who officially signed a contract at this point.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I think it's a slippery slope. I just think, the NCAA, people that know college sports know that the NCAA don't really have any teeth. Like they really, like they can make a player like not eligible. The player can always sue, and if the court side with the player, then the player could play again. So they don't, their laws don't really have too much teeth, and this is what you get. But this is a problem that governing body should have seen years ago coming down the line when, governors and, athletic directors were talking about paying players. They should have, and I don't blame the players. I blame the governing body, for not getting ahead of this. They didn't get ahead of it, and this is what you have now. So it is what it is.
It's a sticky situation because it's on both sides. Like, I know we talk about college basketball, but we watching dudes literally sign with teams, and within a matter of days, sign with other teams. They're not even committing to the contracts, right? So, like Dre we was talking about it earlier. Like, we're gonna start seeing dudes commit to the draft and then be like, I didn't get drafted, and they're gonna return to college football for another year of eligibility because they're gonna sue the NCAA, and throughout the suit, if anybody knows the law, as long as you're in the process of the lawsuit, you are eligible to play. So that's going to be the sticky situation.
Yeah, it's an injunction at that point. Yeah, it's basically a restraining order to where they can't stop you.
Yeah, so like as long as you're suing the NCAA to play, you're eligible to play. So that is going to get worse. You're going to, like, I'm not going to steal his point, but Dre said it, like, you're going to see dudes go through the whole draft process, get to draft night, and let's say they do get drafted but don't accept the contract where they get drafted at, they're going to sue the NCAA for an extra year eligibility to improve their draft stock, and they're going to return to college football.
But this is the thing with that.
This past season.
Like, this is the thing, though.
The Bengals player, what was his name? Shamar Stewart.
Shamar Moore. Yeah, Shamar Stewart.
Was it Stewart Moore? It was one of them, but yeah. He threatened to sit out, right? Like, and at that time, nobody really knew if it was possible or not. But it sounds like under these new guidelines, if he still has eligibility, yes, he's now allowed to go back to college, especially if he doesn't sign that contract and play for another year. So, yeah, it kind of takes all of the power away from the teams, kind of, because if you're a player and you don't want to go to a team, you just say, well, I'm going to go back to college for another year. So I don't think the NFL is going to like that, and I think that they're going to figure out a way to step in and change that eventually.
Oh, this is what I got to say about that. And I agree with you. But you got one time to play in the NFL face, and they will do something about the first round draft pick that doesn't like that destination, and they decide they're going to go back to college. Within 2 weeks, that problem will be fixed. I promise you that. Though nobody plays in the NFL face, dog.
Nobody bigger than the Shield, no, for sure.
Arch gonna do it next year, man.
I honestly listen. If anybody would pull it off, he'd probably be the first one to try it too.
It'd be ironic, because of Eli and all that in the past, but
that's why I said it.
Yeah, I don't like the direction that college athletics are headed. There's guys that are not just signing with teams, but actually enrolled in classes already, taking classes, then deciding a couple days later that they made the wrong decision and then going to sign other contracts. So, I don't know why anybody would want to be a college coach at this point.
Yeah.
Too much to deal with.
Saban got up out of there. You saw I told you he didn't want to compete. But listen, I don't want to get off subject.
No.
Okay? I don't want to get up. If that happens, what the NFL is going to do is that team owns your draft rights, period. You do not go back. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing where, like, if they draft you, you can sit out a year. They're going to pull that plug. It's indefinite. If they draft you, this is where you go. You play out your contract, and then you can go somewhere else. They are not going to let these kids play in their face, dog. I promise you that.
So are they going to change the rules then when kids can technically declare then? Because, I mean, what's stopping a 18-year-old five-star who looks like a generational talent, let's say Jeremiah Smith, for example, for them putting his name in the draft and the team drafting the rights to Jeremiah Smith 3 years in advance?
Now,
what's to stop that from happening?
If they go fully semi-pro, they might change that too. You might be able to go straight from high school to the NFL. You might. I don't know.
No, that should never happen. That first of all, that should never happen. From high school to the NFL,
I agree.
You will get one of these kids killed. And I'm not like that's
you think
not
they're going to change?
You will get one of these kids killed. You put them out there with them grown ass men on that field.
So do you think they changed the 3 years removed from high school? Make it 2?
No, but I'm saying like you could start drafting players' rights at that point. Like I don't know, man. I just feel like
I don't think they're gonna go that far with it. I just feel like they're gonna take away your ability to re-enter the draft. Like you can go back to school if you want to, but when you decide to leave and play in the NFL, the Bengals still own your rights.
Yeah,
to your rookie contract.
Hold on, but even with Shamar, they only had a certain time frame to get him signed. That's why he ended up signing when he did. Because if he would have made it to a certain point of the season, he would have been eligible to return regardless.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to eliminate
all
of that. Thing. You can return.
I think he.
You can return. You can return, but the team that drafted you still owns your rights to your rookie contract. Now they can trade you, but you can't get out of that. That's the only card that they can play.
I just think we're headed down a slippery slope, and like I think right now we're already seeing a change in college athletics, but this is going to change professional athletics as we know it in the future too. It just hasn't gotten to that point yet. But like even the draft. Like, sir, do you realize, Smitty, JMIK, all of y'all, do y'all realize, like, there's plenty of talent staying in college now that would have came out in the past. And when I'm saying plenty of talent, like, I'm talking about day 2 guys, like, not late day 3 guys or nothing like that, but guys that are going in the second and third round in the past are going back to school for another year because they're getting paid to do so. That changes the dynamic of the draft, does it not?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it just makes your second and third round picks less valuable. That's what it does.
Them niggas, you know what it is too? They're gonna be older. The second round and third round picks are gonna start being older.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's just not the older part. It's just like if it was the way that it used to be, the guys that Dre is talking about, they would be there for you to draft in the second round. Now that talent is not there. Now you're forced to draft guys that might not necessarily be second and third round picks. You know, in the normal course of things, they would have been 4th or 5th round picks. So that's what I mean when I say less valuable.
Yeah, and they 24 and 25.
You're also going to have drafts though that are then loaded, right? Because like
Yeah.
Like if you look at the 2027 draft class, just projecting, because obviously these guys could say they're going back to school, but just look at that class. You could kind of tell that class was going to be crazy when they were coming out of high school. Like just following those guys. I think teams are going to start planning like, okay, look, we have to have our picks in these years because these are the like years where the draft will be a little more stacked. Like I think it's going to be more so like this is going to be a really strong draft year, and then you might have one or two that are a little down, and then you like what year was it? Like a year? Well, last year. I mean, just look at last year's draft. I think a lot of people got players in like the 4th, 5th round that a lot of people thought were maybe like 3rd round guys, right? Were just good values in the draft. And that happened because there was just so many players in.
Yeah,
I think you'll have that every couple of years.
And this is part of the reason why I be telling
my Cat? How you doing?
That I don't want to trade any of my 27 first round picks for nobody. I be telling them that, like, because they got, they got the, Mason, Crosby rumors. I mean, not Mason, the Max Crosby rumors and the AJ Brown rumors. I be telling them, like, look, I'm not trading my 27 first round pick. I'm just not doing that. So,
well, we might have to do that this offseason. Go do like a way too early look at that draft class because that class is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, Mick, back up, brother. Huh? Back up off that Max Crosby thing. Back up.
Oh, you ain't got the cap for that, Mark.
Watch out. Why don't I?
Because I got more cap room than you.
That's cool, but he don't want to go there. He's a California kid. Okay? He wants to stay on the West Coast where his kid is.
Does he want to win? Does he want to win?
Well, he ain't trying to go to the Giants, clearly. So
no. Well, first of all, I'm speaking to you currently as a Patriots fan, good brother.
Oh my God!
I'm asking
this
you
nigga
if he
out of
wants
here,
to win.
Smitty. Take his mic, dog. This is crazy, man.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna let your Giants community know what you said, dog. Hey, flip that.
Yeah, man. For the playoffs, I'm a Patriot.
Jesus, man, you're a nasty individual.
Hey, but I got a nickname for all the Giants fans now too, man. We herbivores, man. We herbivores, yeah.
God,
we the herbivores, man.
I think we should end on that note, man.
Hey, bro, this gonna be a nasty off season, bro.
The herbivores, man. We on that ass, man.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hopefully y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Matter of fact, hope it ain't a hope. Just do it because it's free and the button is right next to you. You already watching the video, right? So if you just scroll down just a little bit, even if you're in full screen and you hit the little thing in this corner, it pops right up at the bottom of the video. It says like, subscribe, and then there's a little bell. Click the bell for me one time. You ain't gotta click it 1,000 one time. It's gonna turn white, and then we come live anytime we on live. I mean, we could Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You already know we're gonna be live Saturday. You might catch us on a Sunday, but come. What Craig said on Friday? Come back here.
Hey, come back, man. Come back. But listen, real quick. For the first 100 people that subscribe, you're going to get a cat bobblehead. Okay. Now I know you're going to need some help carrying that in the house. We'll figure that out later. All right. But go ahead and get that bobblehead. All right.
That's going to be a big ass bobblehead. Damn, brother. Is that supposed to be a prize or is that a curse?
Hey, man. I don't know. We'll see. But go ahead and subscribe and you figure out what you do with the prize later. Okay. One thing at a time.
Look, and after you subscribe, go steal somebody else's phone and then subscribe on their phone too, man.
Yeah.
Go take your girl phone and subscribe to the CheckDown on your girl phone or your brother phone, your sister phone, your mama, your daddy, your grandma. Yeah. I don't care who it is, man. Just subscribe to the CheckDown on that phone. Hey, and man, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to all y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.
This is the CheckDown. No fluff. No filters. Just football.